Greetings to all. Welcome back to online classes. Myself Gayatri. In the last class, we learned a lot of things from lesson 4. That is the first part of the lesson, intellectual awakening, socio and political changes. Okay, that is religion in the 16th century, Confucianism, Lao Tzu, that is Taoism, Zoroastrianism, and Buddhism, spread of Buddhism, and teachings of Buddha, and this is split of Buddhism, declining of Buddhism, Mahavira, Jainism, the spread of Jainism, teachings of Mahavira, and split of this Jainism and decline of Jainism. Okay, this and all we learned. Today we are going to learn the second part of the lesson. Second part of the lesson, that is Buddhism. Second part of the lesson, Buddhism. Gautama Buddha and his birth and life. Gautama Buddha, his birth and also life. This Gautama Buddha was born 567 BC. 567 BC in Lumbini Garden near Kabilavastu. Lumbini Garden near Kabilavastu. That is in present day Nepal. Present day Nepal. His given name was Siddhartha. His given name was Siddhartha. And his father was Suttodhana. His father was Suttodhana. And his mother was Maya Devi. His mother was what? Maya Devi. Siddhartha belonged to Sakya clan. Sakya clan, what said sir? So he was called Sakya Muni. He was called what? Sakya Muni. And his mother died after a few days of his birth. It's a pitiable condition only. So he was brought by his stepmother. He got up by his stepmother. He got married at the age of 16. At the age of 16. And his wife was Yasodhara. His wife was Yasodhara. He had a son, his name Rahula. His name was Rahula. One evening, when Siddhartha was passing through the city, he saw three sights. How many sights? Three sights. First one, he saw an old man abandoned by his relatives. That is, nobody was there to take care of him. Like that, he saw the old man abandoned by his relatives. Second one is a sick man was crying with pain. Okay, sick man was crying with pain. And the third sight was a dead body. A dead body surrounded by weeping relatives. Surrounded by weeping relatives. When he saw all these things, he was he worried much. Okay, and he also saw the fourth sight. That is one ascetic. That's a saint. Okay, it's a saint. He was there without sorrows. So these four things are the four sights induced him to this what is renounce his worldly life and search for the cause of suffering. Search for the cause of suffering. In 537 BC, he left his palace. 537 BC, he left his palace and went into a forest to find out the truth. Okay, went into a forest to find out the truth. He was roaming here and there many days. He was wandering or roaming here and there. Okay. He sat under a peepal tree and got enlightenment. Okay. Sat under a peepal tree and got enlightenment. The place where he got enlightenment was called the Mahabodhi temple. That is Bodh Gaya in Bihar. Where it was Bodh Gaya in Bihar. After his enlightenment, Buddha decided to give his knowledge to the people. Okay, after his enlightenment, he decided to give his own knowledge to the people. He went to Varanasi. Okay, he went to Varanasi and gave his first sermon at Saranath, first preaching. Okay, at Saranath. That was in Varanasi. He preached in the kingdoms of Magadha and Kosala also, which are the two kingdoms of Magadha and also Kosala. Lot of people became his followers and and even his family members. Okay, even his family members became his followers. His own family, that is his own family, followed him. He preached for totally 45 years. It's very difficult. Okay, 45 years. He died in 487 BC. 487 BC at Kushinagar. At Kushinagar is the name of a place that is in UP, Uttar Pradesh, at the age of 80. So, at the age of 80, he passed away. What's the name of the place? Kushinagar. Where is Kushinagar? That is in UP. Now we will see teachings of Buddhism. Okay, what we are going to see? Teachings of Buddhism. First point, four great truths. Totally 4 points are there. First one what? Four great truths. These four great truths. First one, suffering and sorrow is there in the world that we know. Understand that we are also having experiences. Sufferings are there and sorrows are there. That is the first point. Second one, the cause of a human suffering is desire. Cause of a human suffering is desire and craving. Understand the craving. Okay, we have that means a feeling very much like that we can say. And the third one is pain can be removed by suppressing desire. We want to leave the desire, then only we can get what? Some good things, the pain will go. Okay, and this is to be achieved by leading what? Disciplined life. For each and every human being's discipline is very, very important. And the people, those who follow the eightfold path of Buddha, that is also very important. Okay, so discipline is important, or this following of eightfold path is also important. Next, attainment of nirvana. Attainment of nirvana. Nirvana means the highest bliss. What is that? Highest bliss is known as nirvana. It could be achieved by any people. Okay, anyone can achieve that is highest bliss, and by leading virtuous life. Virtuous life means disciplined life. So discipline is very, very important for each and everyone. Okay, or they should follow the eightfold path of Buddha. Eightfold path of Buddha. First, what are the eightfold paths? Among that one, the first one is right views. First one what? Right views. And second one is right aspirations. That is eagerness. Aspirations. First one what? Right view. Second one is right aspirations. Third one, right speech. That is very, very important. Right speech. Fourth one, right action. Our actions should be right only, correct only. And the fifth one is right livelihood. Okay, right livelihood. And the sixth one is right effort. Right effort. Whichever effort we are taking, it should be correct only, right only. Now the seventh one is right mindfulness. Right mindfulness. Eighth one, right meditation. How to pray God, right meditation. Like this, eightfold paths, eightfold path of Buddha. Next we will see spread of Buddhism. Okay, spread of Buddhism. Buddha established Buddhist Sangha. Buddha established Buddhist Sangha to spread his message to different parts of India. Established Buddha Sangha to spread his message in different parts of our country, India. It is also known as a Holy Order of Monks. What is the name of that? Holy Order of Monks. Buddhism spread in different parts of the world also. Okay. First one is Malaysia. Second one Sri Lanka. Third one Tibet. Fourth one Southeast Asia. And fifth one China. Sixth one Mongolia. Seventh one Korea, Japan, and also Vietnam. Like this, Buddhism spread not only in our country India, but also in different parts of the world. Now split of Buddhism. Okay, split of Buddhism during the rule of Kanishka. Okay, during the rule of Kanishka, Buddhist monk, his name was Nagarjuna. Understand, Nagarjuna? He brought reforms in Buddhism. Okay, he brought the reforms in Buddhism. So it was split into two. First one Hinayana, second one Mahayana. So Buddhism was divided into two, Hinayana and Mahayana. That is Hinayana form of Buddhism and also Mahayana form of Buddhism. Okay, like this two divisions. It was that is Buddhism was splitted. Okay. In Hinayana form of Buddhism, Buddha was considered as Guru. Understand? Buddha was considered as a Guru. And but the people did not worship Buddha as God. Okay, did not worship Buddha as a God. And they opposed this idol worship. That is, they denied the idol worship. But in the Mahayana form of Buddhism, Buddha was worshipped as God. Okay, Buddha was worshipped as a God. See, Bodhisattva was considered as the previous avatar. Previous avatar is a Tamil word avataram. Okay, avatar. And here the people followed idol worship. Idol worship was followed by the people in the Mahayana form of Buddhism. And Kanishka followed Mahayana form of Buddhism. Kanishka, he was a famous king in those days. He followed Mahayana form of Buddhism. Next, decline of Buddhism. Okay, decline of Buddhism. Buddhist texts were written in Sanskrit language. Buddhist texts were written in Sanskrit language. It is very difficult to the people. Understand? Very difficult for the people, common people, because they know Pali language only. Here it was written in which language? Sanskrit language. And image worship was there no in the Mahayana form of Buddhism. And it caused and it created difference between Hinduism as well as Buddhism. It created what difference between this Hinduism as well as Buddhism. And during Buddha's rule, the people did not and the rulers did not follow Buddhism. Rulers as well as the people did not follow Buddhism. And the invasion of the Turkish people and the invasion of the Huns. Huns means one set of people only. Wiped out the Buddhism. Understand? Buddhism was not there. Totally it was declined. Okay. Next one, other heterodox sects. Set means what? Divisions. First set was known as Ajivika set. First one is what? Ajivika set. That is during the period of Jainism and Buddhism. Okay, during the period of Jainism and Buddhism, one new set came. One new set of people came. That is also what? Ajivika. Ajivika. It was founded by Gosala. It was founded by Gosala. Gosala was a friend of Mahavira. The preachings of Mahavira known as what? Is Jainism. So, Gosala was the friend of this Mahavira. For some time, they were together. For some time, Mahavira and Gosala were together. Later, Gosala moved away and founded Ajivika set. Okay, and then Gosala moved away and he founded Ajivika set. And Ajivika set rejected karma theory. They rejected, they are not willing to follow which one? Karma theory. And during Chola's period, Ajivikas had to pay special taxes. During Chola's period, Ajivikas, they had to pay special taxes. Manimekalai, Neelakesi and Sivajnana Siddhyar. Okay, Manimekalai, Neelakesi and Sivajnana Siddhyar are the three Tamil texts explain about Ajivika set. Explain about the Ajivika set. Next we will see Gana Sanghas. Okay, Gana Sanghas we are going to see. At the time of Buddha and Mahavira, two different forms of government were there. The time of Buddha and Mahavira, two different forms of government were there. They were monarchical kingdom. First one was the monarchical kingdom, and the second one is Gana Sanghas. Second one is what? Gana Sanghas. Vedic rules were not followed by Gana Sanghas. That means Gana Sanghas didn't like Vedic rules and regulations. Like the people of Sakyas, Koliyas and Mallas. Sakyas, Koliyas and Mallas, they lived in a single clan. Okay, single clan. And next like Virjis and Vrishnis. Virgis and Vrishnis. They lived in groups also. They lived in groups also. Ganasangas had two strata. First one, Kshatriya Rajakula. Kshatriya Rajakula. This Kshatriya Rajakula consists of this royal families. Understand the royal families. Second one is Darshakarmakara. Darshakarmakara. It consists of laborers and slaves. Laborers and slaves were there in the second strata, that is Darshakarmakara. Okay. Now, rise of kingdoms. We are going to see rise of kingdoms. The 6th century BC, kingdoms were there, oligarchies were there, and chiefdoms were there. What are they? Kingdoms, oligarchies, and chiefdoms emerged. Rigvedic tribes, Rigvedic set of people, that is Bharadas. Okay, first set of people, what? Bharadas. Second set of people, passes. So, Bharadas passes. Third one, Texas. Third one, what? Texas. And the fourth one is Druvasas. Druvasas. All these people passed. Okay, all these set of people passed. New tribes or new set of people came or emerged. That is known as gurus. Okay, that is known as what? The gurus. And second set of people, Panchalas. Panchalas. These are the tribes newly occurred. There were 16 Mahajanapadas. 16 Mahajanapadas. Mahajanapadas means nothing, that is states only. And that is this Mahajanapadas, that is at the northern side, from Kabul Valley, the northern side, up to river Godavari in the southern side. Okay, Kabul Valley in the northern side, up to Godavari river in the southern side. Now we will see the 16 states or 16 Mahajanapadas. Kasi, Kosala, Anga, Magadha, Vajji, Malla, Chedi, Vatsa, Kuru, Panchala, Matsya, Surasena, Asaka, Avanti, Gandhara, and Kamboja. These are the 16 Mahajanapadas or 16 states. Sacrifices Rajasuya and Ashwamedha were performed. Rajasuya and Ashwamedha were performed. Rigvedic title Rajan was replaced. Rigvedic title Rajan was replaced. Instead of that, the kings used the titles of Samrat, Yakrat, and Virat. Understand? Samrat, Yakrat, and Virat. Now we will see growth of royal power. Okay, growth of royal power. The king had absolute power. That is, all the powers were in the hands of the king only. The Sabha was not there. Sabha means like a court only, not there. And the king got the support from Samiti. Listen, Samiti also, what like that, that is also like a court only. Okay. And the people are this members from this Samiti helped the king during the time of war, peace, and also fiscal policies. Fiscal means regarding money, monetary policies. Okay, the king was helped by group of officers also. Understand? Many officers, group of officers were appointed by the king to get the help from them. Okay, so they helped. And the first set of people, they were known as Bahaduka. Understand? Bahaduka. These Bahaduka people helped the king. That is, they are collecting the taxes. Collecting the taxes and given to king. And the second set of people, they were known as Sudha. What's the name of that? Sudha. And that people were charioteer. Understand? Making charioteer. The third group of people, that is Palakola. Palakola means courtier. Understand? The courtiers also supported the king. Next one is Takshan. That is a Tamil word. Tachan one, carpenter. Okay. Fourth set of people, Radhakara. Radhakara means a Radhakaran, chariot maker. Chariot maker. They were ecclesiastical military officials. Okay. Ecclesiastical military officials. Like Prohitas are there. Senai. Senai means you know very nicely what is an army general. Okay. And next one is Gramani, village leader. headman of the village. So Prohita is there, and this Sena is there, and the Gramana is also there. And the Gramanis acted both the civil and military officers. Think about this Gramani. He was the head of that Gramam, that is village, and he acted both the civil as well as a military officer. The king administered justice, that is, justice was in the hands of the king only. King administered justice. Sometimes a judicial power was given to the hands of the royal families, royal family officers, royal officers. In villages, a village judge was there. In villages, a village judge was there. Punishments for crimes were severe. That means severe punishments were given to the people, those who did mistakes. Okay, so punishments were very severe. Now, rise of Magadha kingdom. Rise of Magadha kingdom. In literature, many kingdoms were mentioned. In the literatures, many kingdoms were mentioned. Among them, Kashi, Kosala and Magadha were powerful. Kashi, Kosala and Magadha were powerful. Bimbisara was the first important king of Magadha Empire. Understand? Bimbisara was the first and important king of Magadha Empire. He made matrimonial alliances, that means marriage alliances, okay? Matrimonial alliances with the Lichavi clan of Vaishali, okay? Lichavi clan, one sect. Lichavi clan of Vaishali and Kosala also, and conquered Anga kingdom. That is, he made marriage alliances with the Lichavi clan of Vaishali and Kosala, and he conquered Anga kingdom. That is in West Bengal. Now this Anga is in West Bengal. Okay. Bimbisara established a comprehensive structure of administration. Okay, comprehensive structure of administration. He expanded his kingdom. Village was the basic unit. Okay, what was the basic unit? Village was the basic unit. Other than this villages, fields were there, pastures were there, wastelands and also forest. Okay, so fields, pastures, wasteland and forest were also there. Each village was brought under Gramani. Each village was brought under Gramani. He was the head of the village, head of the Gramam, Tamil word. He collected taxes and remitted to the treasury. Understand? Remitted to the treasury. And officers were appointed to measure the cultivated land and help the Gramani. Okay, to measure the cultivated land and to help Gramani, officers were appointed. Land tax was the main source of income. Land tax was the main source of income. 1/6 of the produce was given to the king. Okay, 1/6 of the produce was collected as land tax. Okay, Ajatasattu was the son of Bimbisara. Ajatasattu was the son of Bimbisara. It is stated that this Ajatasattu killed his father, this murdered his father Bimbisara and became the king of the Magadha Empire in 493 BC. Understand? Think about this. Killed his father and became the king of the Magadha Empire. He continued his father's policy of expansion by military. That is, Bimbisara also expanded his empire with the help of military only. Like that, this Ajatasattu also followed his father's policy of expansion with the help of military only. And the capital of Magadha Empire was Rajagriha. Understand? Capital of Magadha Empire was Rajagriha, and it was surrounded by 5 hills. This Rajagriha, it is considered as a fort only, okay, and it was surrounded by 5 hills. These 5 hills protected this Rajagriha from this external threats or external aggression. Or the foreigners, they cannot come to the fort of Rajagriha very easily. Okay. Ajatasattu, the son of Bimbisara, built another one fort also, that is known as a Pardali Gram. Padaligram. It was constructed on the banks of river Ganga, on the bank of river Ganga. Later it became the Mauryan capital and his name was Padaliputra. Padaligram changed Padaliputra. Ajatasattu died in the year 461 BC. That is, he died in 461 BC. After him, 5 new rulers came to Magadha Empire to rule. Like Ajatasattu, all these 5 kings killed their father and came to throne. Okay, so the people worried and they appointed the vice Shishanaga as a king. Okay, nearly half a century Shishanaga dynasty ruled. Then Mahapadmananda, the founder of a Nanda dynasty, captured the Shishanaga kingdom. Okay, the founder of a Nanda dynasty, Mahapadmananda, captured the Shishanaga kingdom. Nandas were the first non-Kshatriya dynasty. Nandas were the first non-Kshatriya dynasty to rule northern India. Okay, children, with this, I finish today's session. I'll meet you in the next session. You should study nicely with all the one-word answers. Okay, in the next session, we will see Mauryan Empire, state and society. Mauryan Empire, state and society. Bye-bye.